My name is Kevin Stevenson. I'm a mechanical engineer here at CONCEPT2, working in R&D and working on both oar and indoor rower product development. There's 10 of us in the engineering group.
My name is Trevor Braun. I work at CONCEPT2, a rowing company here in Morrisville, Vermont. It's been around for quite a few years. And I started at the company about 9 years ago out of high school. I had wanted to work here when I was a little kid, and now I do.
CONCEPT2 was founded in 1976 as a manufacturer of composite rowing oars and rowing equipment. Started by two brothers, Dick and Peter Dreisagacker, who were both aspiring Olympians and also engineers, and saw a need for a more reliable, lighter, higher performance rowing oar. They moved to Vermont to establish that company, and the first product was a rowing oar with a carbon fiber shaft, carbon fiber blade, and it radically changed the sport of rowing and made everything faster. And then in 1981, the original Model A indoor rowing machine was released, which again transformed the sport of rowing and changed how rowers trained during the long, cold northeastern winters. And now the indoor rower is ubiquitous all over the world as far as indoor training is concerned, and the appeal has branched out beyond just rowing, and is now generally seen as a great way to maintain a low impact, full body, high intensity fitness.
The SOLIDWORKS software and the simulation software are things that we knew about, and when we were faced with our entire engineering team sort of getting up to speed on CAD software, it was a pretty easy choice to go with SOLIDWORKS because it's essentially an industry standard, and it didn't make sense for all of us to get trained in our own personal CAD preference. I guess I'd recommend it because it has become somewhat of a standard, and compatibility with our vendors has been important to us.
I suppose I love complex modeling more than anything else. I've had the opportunity to do a fair amount of complex surfacing. The oar blade design involves quite a bit of complex surfacing work. We really need to make sure that those surfaces, when we're designing our tooling and our molds, and how we're gonna, if we're working on a new blade or refining a particular blade, that involves that needs to be just right. I
personally didn't have any significant experience with CAD software prior to using SOLIDWORKS, so I think it was pretty easy for me to grab hold. But we did have other CAD users here at CONCEPT2, and I think we felt that there were enough folks here that were using CAD and would be using SOLIDWORKS that it was worth having somebody come on site to do the training so we can all learn together, and to make sure everybody was learning together. And it worked out really well for us. We were able to work together during the training and then sort of use that moving forward to make sure everybody was up to speed. We've had Fred, our 3D printer, in-house now for 2.5 years. And at that point, we were really spending a lot of money on outside services, print shops, and we'd send it out and you get it 3 days later and they charge you an arm and a leg for it. The printing products have just worked incredibly well for us. I don't think there are many other, I know there aren't many other options for that sort of repeatability, and a lot of people will tell you that, oh, well, you could just buy a desktop printer, like a MakerBot or something. Why would you spend so much money relatively on a professional unit? But, well, because I haven't touched the thing in 2.5 years, and it just continues to print out very repeatable parts. We've historically taken some risks and had molds cut when we weren't completely sure of how the part was going to come out. And sometimes that leads to parts that don't necessarily have all the features that we could want, because we have to be sort of risk averse when we're doing something like that. So with the 3D printer, we can keep trying over and over again until we have something that looks like exactly what we're thinking, and then have a very high degree of confidence that it's going to work.
So the emphasis is on customer support and quality, and a piece of equipment that's going to last a long time. You can call here anytime during the day and talk to somebody on the phone right away. That's really the focus, and our customers stick around for a long time because of that. So that's where our product development focus is on making something that's going to last. Obsolescence isn't a word we throw around a lot here.